just had a friend go over to China, and when he came back, he brought me a gift. I was like, man, that was really generous of you, but I already got a lot of stuff from China. Pretty much everything I own is from China. Like, next time, why don't you bring me something from Detroit?
He got his first big start after winning Last Comic Standing back in 2006. Since then, comedian Josh Blue has been making people laugh with his own Showtime special and also has appeared twice on Ron White's Comedy Salute to the Troops on CMT, even the Tonight Show.
Yeah, we hear no two shows are alike, and we, of course, are happy to welcome Josh to the Bay Area. He's going to be at SideSplitters this weekend, but joins us now on The Blend first. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, ladies. Thanks for having me.
Have you been to the Tampa area much before?
Oh, a bunch.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Probably 20 times at least. Yeah.
Do the peeps here treat you well? Do you like coming here?
I keep coming back. So,
Okay.
That's always a good sign. Coming back from Denver, so we had to chat a little bit about your travels there. But one thing I want to talk about in your travels, winning a competition back in 2006 and keeping your streak alive, keeping going. A lot of times you don't see that in America. We love our competition shows.
Right.
How were you able to do that?
Well, the fear of being a flash in the pan really kept me going.
Yeah.
And my thing is that I love performing and I love writing new jokes. So every time you come see me, it's something new. And I don't just do that for the audience. I do that for myself. And it keeps me interested and excited about what I'm doing.
I'd imagine, because I think there are comedians that kind of go to the same punchlines all the time. That's got to be pretty boring.
Well, that's the thing, is if you go see a comedian 2 years in a row and they say the same thing, you're like, okay, I'm not going to go a third time because I could do it for him.
And I'm going to say, you've got, as you put it, you've got different things that you write about as far as your life goes.
Definitely.
You talk about kids, you talk about your heritage, you talk about your disease. Talk about how all of those kind of things impact a comedy routine, because some of those things probably wouldn't be normally funny, but you make them that way.
Sure. I mean, well, I definitely talk a lot about cerebral palsy, because I've come to find if I don't bring it up in the show, after a little while, the audience is like, does he know he has that? And then the other big reason is everything I talk about comes from the perspective of a disabled person. I mean, this is all that I've ever known. I guess there was a point where I tried to do my show from a Southern Belle point of view.
How'd that go?
Like, dear diary, I haven't been right since Mr. Earl left.
How has your life changed? And of course, living with a disability, I mean, the show certainly has launched you just into stardom. I mean, do you look back and go, wow, how did I get here?
Yeah, a lot of times. You know, I do over 200 shows a year all over the world, and but I've been doing that for 12 years now, and I hit that stride pretty early in my career. So.
When did you know comedy was going to be? I mean, how young were you when you thought, wait a minute, I'm kind of good at this?
I started in college, actually. I went to a pretty hippie liberal arts school, and we could create our own courses and majors, and I studied stand-up, which was basically me renting Richard Pryor tapes and getting high.
Hey, it worked out, though. The resume of champs right here.
I aced it.
Well, tell about Jimmy Fallon. Sorry, when you just did that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And what an amazing, you know, as a comedian, to still be relevant 12 years after I won Last Comic, like you said, relevant enough to do the Tonight Show is pretty amazing. He was such a nice guy, and John Goodman was on that night. I got to meet him, was one of my idols, and Steve Martin was there. So cool.
Hey, you're meeting a lot.
Wow, that's
and Martin
awesome.
Short. It was a huge night.
Oh my
for
gosh,
me.
for a comedian especially.
yeah.
Well, you know, you're talking about acing it since your time on Last Comic Standing. One of the things I'm sure you're acing, though, is giving people confidence and giving people hope, say younger kids that do have cerebral palsy, and how they're able to relate to you. What feedback do you get?
I mean, it's a daily thing, really, and it's not just cerebral palsy. It's, I mean, everyone's disabled, in my humble opinion. Everyone has something that holds them back, or whether it's real or in their head. And me just going and doing what I do gives people courage. It's not what I'm there for. I'm there to be funny, and I love what I do. But if you leave my show with a different perspective of life and how it can be lived, then it feels good for me too, you know?
Yeah.
But you laugh about being a dad too, right?
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, I'm finding how funny that is with a toddler running around. Carly's got two of her own, too.
I got 2 kids, and my daughter is 8, and she's very funny, but not like a nice funny.
Uh-oh. I'm scared. Josh, I'm
Is she a little
scared.
too honest?
She's real. She's real.
Okay.
Well, a couple years ago, she figured out that people with cerebral palsy have a wicked startle reflex.
Okay.
Like a loud noise, we just flare, and she would hide and just
She's
wait.
picking on Dad.
like lie in wait.
Picking on Dad.
But here's the thing, 2 years later, she figured out she doesn't even have to wait for it. She can just go boo and boo.
Well, Josh, again, we want to point out. Yes,
Making
she is your
everybody
daughter.
laugh in here.
I deserve it all.
Well, hey, make sure to check him out this weekend. We'll put details on our website.
Awesome. Thank you so
Please
much.
come back next time you're in town.
will.
We absolutely love
Come
you.
to the
Thank you
show.
so much. All right, sounds
Thank
good.
you.